Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. So we have the news of the upcoming collaboration for this season, which is actually coming in just around 2 weeks from right now. And it is going to be Digimon. Yes, Digimon, which I think is probably a franchise no one was predicting or expecting. And this is crazy. Now, personally, I actually am a fan. A lot of my childhood did revolve around playing Digimon games on the PlayStation 1. I'm going to talk more about that later. And watching the anime as well. So it's probably one of the biggest like childhood nostalgic sort of franchises for me. However, for other people, I'm not sure if that is going to be the same. But anyway, let's go ahead and it's a short trailer. We'll watch it through. And then we'll talk all things Digimon after that. So, yep, subtitles are on because it's in Japanese.
見たことないデジモンだ。君はサンニさんと同じユニコーンなんですか？願いを叶えてくれる。
Are you a unicorn like Sunny? Okay, so these are the two major characters from the original Digimon. Agumon, which is the dinosaur-looking guy, and then this sort of dog-ish thing with the horn, unicorn horn. This is Gabumon. Okay.
ですか？かっこいい鎧。あなたたちも喋れるんですね。君たちは何に進化するの？
And now they're showing Digivolution. So if you don't know how Digimon works, you have this rookie form, like Agumon and Gabumon, they're the rookie form. And then through throughout the anime and bonding and leveling up, for example, in Digimon games, and eventually you're able to digivolve the Digimon into even more powerful forms. They're different forms from Rookie as a base, and then you have Champion, you have Ultimate, and you have Mega. And they're showing right here a Digivolution, which is Wargreymon. This is the Mega form of Agumon. This is like basically the highest form he can digivolve into. But because it's showing that, it probably means that we will somehow be able to use Wargreymon in battle or digivolve into Wargreymon or at least use some skills of Wargreymon. And as you guys can see, when he does digivolve, he definitely becomes sort of like a warrior. You know, a melee, up close damage dealer, because he fights with these, these whatever claws he has. He also has some damage and magical damage and things like that. But yeah, he would become more of like a fighter. So warrior class could definitely be possible when you talk about Agumon or Wargreymon line. And when we look at the collabs which we've gotten, it's usually always been one warrior, one mage. And so I'm probably predicting like Wargreymon, the Agumon Digivolution line is probably going to be the warrior. Even though Agumon and even Wargreymon, they can have some ranged attacks as well. But the Agumon, his attack is like pepper breath. He sprays like the fireball at the enemy, and that is considered range. But he also has some physical melee. Anyway, okay, so that's Wargreymon, as you guys see here. And now Chippy wants to digivolve in a huge version of himself, looking like a statue in the middle of the town with the thumbs up. This is honestly funny. I think, first of all, the funny thing was when they called Gabumon, "Are you a unicorn like Sunny?" And now this is the second funny part, that Chippy wants to digivolve into like a gigantic Chippy. Which is funny because he should become a more crazy, powerful looking beast, but he's just a huge version of himself. And now we have the Tamers. So you guys, probably everyone is familiar with Pokemon, and it's like, Ash, or, when you play the Pokemon games, you're the trainer and you summon, like you throw your Pokeball and you release your Pokemon into battle. It's very similar for Digimon. The Tamers, like, they don't actually participate in the battle. They don't have like moves and they have no power of their own, but their Digimon have all the power and they can control the Digimon and battle with them. And basically that is where the power comes from. So, honestly, so we have Tai and Matt, which is the English names, but the Japanese names are Taichi and Yamato, or Yamato, I think is how you would pronounce it. So those are the two Tamers. Now, I have a feeling that they're probably not going to be in battle. So either what it could be is they stand alongside your Merlin, which is your Magister, who casts your artifacts. They could stand beside him in battle and not actually participate. However, or it could be something like Damien, where Damien, he initially is on the battlefield, but then he just spawns his toy chariot, but in this case, they would spawn their Digimon and then run off to the side of the battle. That could also be possible. So it's either that they will, from beginning of battle, they're going to be off the battle and you'll deploy your actual Digimon, whether it be Agumon or Gabumon. By the way, these are the tamers. Tai is a tamer for Agumon. Each tamer from the anime, they basically have their own Digimon and it's unique to them. And Tai on the right, he has the Agumon, and Matt on the left, he has the Gabumon. And so that would be the link. But anyway, so either the Agumon and Gabumon will be deployable and they're going to be actual units, or it could be kind of like Damien, where the tamers, Tai and Matt, will be placed on the battle, but then they run off to the side and summon their Digimon, and then they would be classed as summoners. So we don't know whether these Digimon are going to be summoners or whether they're going to be actual units, because placeable units in the battlefield, they're not considered summons, like zany turrets, laser turrets that you place. And so if Agumon and Gabumon are placeable, then they will not be considered summons. So that's something obviously we don't know for right now. And this is coming August 18th, which was crazy to me. I did not think we were going to have it so soon. Usually they do these reveals for the collaboration like up to a month before we actually have it. But August 18th is very soon, because we're going to have the new or the final phase, phase 3, starting August 6th. And just 12 days after that, we're going to have the collaboration, which is honestly, I feel like pretty early. Let's just keep playing it out. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, there's nothing left. Okay, so that is what we have. Very short trailer, but we did break it down and we did give our speculation of how these Digimon are going to be in battle. And definitely, because they did talk about Digivolution and Digimon are nothing... No one is excited about the rookie form of a Digimon. Even in the Digimon anime, they become super badass when they Digivolve. And so everyone is, I mean, there's no question in my mind that we are going to somehow see Wargreymon on battle. And if you want to know the mega Digivolution of Gabumon, it is Metalgarurumon. So I'll just put down this screenshot of that. Like an armored wolf that shoots missiles. So I'm predicting probably Wargreymon will be the warrior class, like normally there is for the collaboration, and the Metalgarurumon, which is Gabumon's Digivolution, will probably be the mage class, who is a long range, like missile damage dealer, if I would have to predict that. Okay, so yeah, let's just talk a little bit about my history playing Digimon if anyone's interested. So I definitely did watch the Digimon anime. The original is like Digimon Adventures, and that has Tai and Matt and then some other characters as well. And I did watch some of that, but actually the anime I watched more of when I was a child was Digimon Tamers, which was like, I think season 3 of Digimon. And that had like, it had Takato, Rika, and Henry. Those were the 3 Tamers, and their Digimon were Renamon, Gyomon, and Terriermon. But yeah, so that's what I was more familiar with. But obviously, everyone knows Agumon and Gabumon and Tai and Matt. Like, if you've heard of Digimon, you know these. It's like Ash and Pikachu type thing. So yeah. But I really got into Digimon because of the games. Like, I had a PlayStation 1, and I had different games as well, but I played Digimon games probably like 90 to 95% of the time on PlayStation 1 as compared to other games. Digimon Rumble Arena on PlayStation 1. It's basically like Super Smash Bros, but it was only Digimon fighting. And it was actually really good, I feel like, for a PlayStation 1 game. And you can even play multiplayer, like with a second player. And so I have a lot of nostalgic memories of that game, playing with friends or playing with, cousins and, siblings and things like that. So yeah, that was definitely Digimon Rumble Arena is an awesome game. Like I would even want to play it today if I had it. I really think it was an awesome game. And then Digimon World 1. So Digimon World 1 was basically like you had to feed and train your pet, but then it was actually a pretty difficult game because if you didn't do like certain prerequisites, you wouldn't get a good Digivolution. And like that's what you had to do to get a good Digivolution. So like usually I would never get a good one, and if you didn't meet any requirements, it just would digivolve into the Numimon, which is basically like the slime or poop Digimon, like basically the useless Digimon. And so like a lot of times you would just end up with that. And when you're a kid, you just don't know like all these rules because it was at a time where like you didn't really even use the internet to watch guides or even walkthroughs or anything like that, even though they were available. At that time, no one really did that. I didn't even know, like, basically if you got stuck, you were stuck. I just got stuck and didn't know what to do. I would just keep trying to do things and not figuring anything out. That was Digimon World 1. Digimon World 3 actually, though, was my favorite one because it was kind of like you had to have 3 partner Digimon at a time, and you would be able to level them up, and then they would learn new Digivolutions, and you get more and more powerful as time goes on. Very similar to Pokemon, honestly. And those Digimon would follow you around in the overworld, and in battle, the battle screen, the battle actually animations were really good. For that time, PlayStation 1 game, I was really kind of blown away and impressed by how that was. So Digimon World 3 was my favorite game of all time. Even like years later, because I never was able to complete it as a child because it's not even that easy. It's not like Pokemon where you can just things are much more laid out and simple, and you can find your way even as a kid. Like I never struggled getting to a Pokemon game, but Digimon, like you had to do some obscure things, and unless you followed a walkthrough or a guide, even when you're a full adult, right, you can't sometimes clear the game yourself. So yeah, that was the thing about Digimon. I feel like a bit more hardcore to actually complete things, but yeah, it was my favorite game. And then after that, my first MMO that I played was a game called Digimon Battle Online. So it was a very niche game. Probably not many people have heard about it or played it. But it was like my first MMO experience, and it was like in every way an MMO, right? And I'd never played a game like that before. I've never played World of Warcraft and what other people have played. I never had really the opportunity to break into that, but I did play Digimon Battle Online, and I was really hooked for at least 6 months or 8 months when I was playing it. And it was again like something that I remember very fondly, and have all of that. So basically my history with Digimon is quite big, and I am a fan, definitely, and it brings back nostalgia as well. However, at the same time, I know Digimon is not the most popular franchise, and really I feel like unless you were exposed to it as a child, I don't know how you would get into it, right? Like that's the thing. And Digimon was definitely more niche compared to Pokemon. Everyone has heard about Pokemon, but Digimon, less people have obviously heard about. But I just hope that people out there have heard about it, had some childhood, memories and fondness of Digimon, because then you're gonna enjoy the collaboration much more. But if you don't know what Digimon is at all, I still think you can enjoy it. I guess what I would recommend is maybe you can watch you don't have to watch the anime. You can watch the movies. I watched Digimon. Yeah, I didn't talk about this, but like the Digimon movie, there's one where basically, so this is another point. I'm making a long video just talking about Digimon, but this is another point. So Agumon and Gabumon, we talked that they can Mega Digivolve into Wargreymon and Metalgarurumon respectively. However, that's not all. They can actually then also fusion digivolve. I don't know exactly the term for it, but they fusion digivolve to form Omnimon or Omegamon. And it's so cool because Omnimon is such a cool looking Digimon. He has, I think he has a spike or horn, but more importantly than that, he basically he has these two arms. One of them becomes a sword, resembling or basically giving credit to Wargreymon, like a crest or like the head of Wargreymon and a sword coming out of it, and the other one becomes like a blaster cannon from Metalgarurumon, and then he has like he's a tall and a big cape. I'll be showing it on the screen right now. So yeah, Omnimon is so cool. So more than anything, I hope there's some tribute to Omnimon because you know Metalgarurumon and Wargreymon, when you think of these two in battle together, Omnimon is just the next step that comes to mind. But yeah, maybe that's wishful thinking. Maybe it won't be here, but Omnimon definitely that is crazy. And yeah, so coming back to the Digimon movie, I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it on the screen or put like a poster of it. But in that movie, at the end, to defeat Diaboromon, they do digivolve into Omnimon. I'm not gonna give any more spoilers than that. That's not really even a spoiler. Like, it's not even talking about the plot or anything. But yeah, you will see a Digivolution into Omnimon at the end, and that's really cool. So anyway, guys, that is going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts about this collaboration in the comment section down below. If you have fond memories of Digimon, you can feel free to share that in the description, or sorry, the comments. And if you have never heard about Digimon, you can let me know your first impressions of what I talked about in this video and the monsters here, which are the Agumon and Gabumon. And you can also tell me what is your favorite Digimon if you were familiar with Digimon, because yeah, like these are the two most well-known ones, but they not necessarily are these your specific favorites. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you all so much for watching. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus Dragon Crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video and a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.